What is going on, people? Now these clips were sent to me by Hash from the Geo Alliance, and I found it really interesting. Now, as you can tell, this person here is being rallied and is being spammed. Started at 858, and here comes the rally. Now this one is the first one, and it was a little premature, a little ahead of the other ones, but in just a couple of seconds you are going to start seeing the train. There we go, 834, and then watch this. Now all of a sudden, after those two rallies, then you're just gonna start watching the trains just rolling in, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pyrus, my goodness. So he's already dropped a fair bit, but he capped them all. He capped all the rallies. I think I counted about 7 or 8 rallies, and it was not gonna end there. So after you catch a first couple of the first rallies, then it gets a little bit into the, okay, now you gotta make a decision. Do you want to stay to take another wave, or do you want to migrate out? Do you worry about a pardon, etc.? And it looks like this person, well, they decided to stick around and keep the leaders and wait for the second wave of rallies, which, I mean, I guess if you really are confident on your troop comp, then I guess you could do that. The main issue with this guy now, though, is that he took 7 or 8 rallies and he dropped a fair bit. I would say around 200 million or more. By the way, there was another random rally that just came swooping in. I'm like, wait a minute, that one did not get the memo. I don't know what happened to that one, but that one came in a little too late. So here's the main issue. Now when you actually scout this guy, there is no cavalry left. There is no cavalry left. So that means that now he has a choice. Either he tries to take more rallies and tries to get a million T4 cavalry, or hell, T5 if you really want to go that route. Oh, by the way, here's another rally coming in like a million years later. I don't know what happened with those rallies and why they came in so much later than all the other ones. But regardless, you knew what needed to happen. Now he's pretty much just infantry ranged, and that means that the big boy Cannon is gonna start the rally, and we all know that he's gonna go infantry. So I'm So Not Nice and Cannon are both going to be rallying, and well, since this guy has no cavalry, worst case scenario, he gets a million T4 cavalry as reinforcements. But with those two monsters rallying you, yeah, I don't think that's gonna be enough. So here's the first rally. Cannon is gonna be going infantry. Now I'm not sure if I'm So Not Nice also went infantry or not, but I don't think it really mattered because both of those rallies are gonna get through just a million cavalry. He's also getting a bunch of resources, I'm guessing, to heal in between rallies if he can. But yeah, these rallies are going to start being carpeted in, and he's not gonna have much chance. And since he has no cavalry to even heal, he's not gonna be looking too hot. So there goes the first rally. Here comes the second rally. They're gonna start carpeting it in. So here we go, and there's the first rally, clearing out any sort of reinforcements, and then there is the burn. So this dude dropped over 300 million might. Now at what point when you're taking rallies do you just say, you know what, I got what I needed, I got the kills that I wanted, I think it's time to call it a day? Because look at this. Look at that. That is just, that's rough. That's real rough. If he would have been smarter, he probably would have either migrated or did something and not taken those rallies, because he was just not gonna win. And if you take a look at all the combined losses, the dude lost a lot of troops. So yeah. Now in this next clip, this is actually him taking a rally. And I believe he had about 5 or 6 rallies on him, and he was ready to go ahead and take them. He was confident on his troop comp. And what's interesting here is that he's asking for reinforcements, but he says don't go in fury if you cannot take these rallies, which is actually very important to note, because right now he has 6 rallies on him. And if you reinforce him and you yourself can take 6 rallies, then really he's going to be hurting his guild, because then what they can do is if they find out that he's online, All they have to do is see who else got into Fury and set the 6 rallies on them. So if your teammate or guildmate is ever being rallied by a rally party, first thing that you have to ask yourself is, if I get in Fury, can I take these rallies? If the answer is no, then it's probably better off for you to not go into Fury. Now, I know that there a lot of times it's frowned upon if you don't reinforce, etc. But sometimes you gotta let the reinforcing be done by people that can take these rallies, because if you reinforce, they cancel, and then they hit you, then not only would you probably not get any reinforcements, but then you're the one that's going to get blasted. So just something to keep in mind. Also, one of the good things of being in a bigger guild, when you have a lot of higher might people that can reinforce with no issue, because if you're 200, 300 million might with what, like 6 million troops, could you reinforce? Yes. Would it be a bad idea? Absolutely. So you gotta weigh the good and the bad. Now, with this one, he already knows that he can take all of these rallies and it will not matter. So reinforcements or not, he doesn't really care. Now, since he's being rallied, he's also getting a bunch of notifications that he's being rallied. And if you've ever been in those shoes, you know that a lot of times people start calling you and messaging you, and you're like, I'm on, please stop calling me, because if you call me while the rallies are marching, then I'm really in trouble. So please don't. Also, don't be one of those persons that's being rallied and then you just log on and never say anything. Like, have you guys ever done that? Like, somebody's getting rallied, then all of a sudden they see that they log on and they just don't ever talk. It's like, hey, communicate. What do I reinforce you with? Do I reinforce you? Do you need anything? Do you need resources? Like, communication is key. You have 5 minutes to figure this out, okay? Now, with all of that being said, he knew that he was going to go ahead and take these rallies. So he was ready to go. Now, with these timers, actually, look, a lot of these timers are pretty much like in sync. So that tells you that they're in a call and that they're telling themselves when to go ahead and press the rally button. And when a rally party is happening and they're on call, it is much easier to communicate. So he has to be on point in order to combat that. Now, with a couple of seconds left, now all he needs to do whenever you're taking rallies like this is go to your gear screen and then just wait for enemy coalition to invade your turf. Don't be fooled by enemy army. No, because those are just solo attacks. When you see enemy coalition flash on your screen, that's when you gotta make sure that you swap. That way you don't get faked out by the solo or anything like that. Don't worry about enemy armies invading. It is enemy coalition that you have to worry about. Also, if you're ever looking through your watchtower, enemy coalition and solo attacks, they have a different symbol, so you can always just look for the symbol, not necessarily what it says. But here he is, he's ready, and it says, there it is, enemy coalition are invading. He swaps over, hits that attack boost really quickly, might I add. He was real quick with that. And then he starts taking the rallies, and they start canceling. Oh no! So he eats, I believe, was 3 of them, swaps right back to his anti-scout, and they canceled. I don't know, like, if you're gonna have 3 hit, you might as well just ride it out, because then you're looking kind of rough, because then now have your rally leads are in limbo. You're gonna have to either pay or use a mushroom or just do something, because yeah, now they're in real trouble. So, by the way, Geo and their alliance are recruiting. So if you're looking for a guild, make sure that you check them out. Their guild board. This is one of their rally parties that they did, and look at that. I'm counting at least 10 rallies right there. So if you want to join their team, make sure that you check out their guild board. Like I said, if you guys have videos that you want to upload and that you want me to edit up for you, etc., I'll be more than happy to do that. We both win. And shout out to Hash and Cannon and the Geo family, because they I've been watching like the kingdoms that they go to, the wars and all of that, and it is very, very impressive. I believe they were not too long ago in a kingdom ran by BRR, and they actually won the base. So that alone is pretty damn impressive, because you know BRR rolls with like 10 plus guilds. So that's really, really impressive. But like I said, shout outs to them. If you guys want to send me a clip for me to edit out, definitely can do so. Just make sure that you upload it to YouTube as unlisted, and then we can go from there. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and until later, bye.